Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you. I think maybe people can see you.
Yeah, they can see me. Let me just confirm. Can anyone confirm that? Are you able to see both of us? All right, they can see both of us.
Nice.
Yeah, so first of all, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. You know that it happens, but we made it work.
Yeah, it happens, and it happens with me like on daily basis whenever I do live.
But it's
So
working
no
now.
worries. Yeah, it's working now. So yeah, they can see both of us, so we can just start the live. So I
Nice.
think first of all, thank you so much for accepting the invitation of this live. We are honored to have you, and you are a fabulous queen, and we can't wait for this live to get started.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I know that you're having a nice time in India. I wish I could visit one day, but thank you for having me have a taste of India today with you in this live.
Yeah, surely, and let's hope for the best that if you win Miss Supranational this year, so you might be coming to India as the reigning Miss Supranational.
Wow. Oh, that would be a dream. Working on it.
Yeah. So I think first we have to receive so many questions for you because we posted the flyer of this live few days ago.
Right.
So we will be asking few questions out of them because if we are going to ask all the questions, so that would make this live 2 hours long, and we don't want that. So we have shortlisted few questions regarding your journey, regarding your daily routine, and some pageant petty questions as well.
Yes.
So the first question that comes for you is that how are you doing and how's the preparation going for Miss International?
Preparation is very important. I am doing
Yeah.
right now very well. I'm very organized. You know, I have a master's degree in management, so I manage everything in my pageant preparation up to a T. And I really make sure that my preparation is covering everything because I said in another life that you have to have the beautiful walk that has everybody talking, but you also have to have the public speaking skills and a message. So every day that goes by, I try my best to be prepared and to try other things, to push myself out of my comfort zone to get better and improve. And I'm really excited to share my accomplishments once I get there at the competition.
Absolutely, so well said, and I totally agree with you that it's so important, along with the walk, that you should know that how to talk because there are so many people, who can walk but they can't talk. But you are fortunate enough that you can do both the things, and
I
it's a great talent. It's a great talent, because it's very important. If you win Miss International, so you are going to be the ambassador for the organization for 1 year,
right.
and you are going to have a world tour, media visits, interviews, where you have to speak instead of walk. So public
Yeah.
speaking is very important.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and you have to really
Exactly.
be able to deliver your message because I'm a financial literacy advocate. As you know, I'm an economist. So for me, it's very important to talk to women about how to become financially literate. And through the competition, I can share that and I can really have an impact that's way beyond Belgium.
Exactly, and I watched your live with Miss Denmark, India, and Miss Bolivia few days back, and I have to say this thing. It was a fabulous live, and from there on, I was like having this thing that I have to interview this queen because it would be my honor first of all. And when I saw your story, when I watched your words and the things that you were saying, that it's very important for women out there to have financial independence,
That's
right? So,
yeah.
and all the three queens were very impressed with your answers. So it shows that you have that, X factor inside you that is making you stand out.
I really appreciate your kind words. I've been working on my public speaking skills for months and months and months. And it's a way of me being able to deliver my message in a way that is understandable for most people. English is not my native language. So it's a challenge, but I really love taking on this challenge and making sure that people hear the message because I've always had a voice, but thanks to the pageant, that voice is really amplified and being heard. And that's a pleasure.
Exactly, it's very important, and you deserve all the appreciation. I have to say this thing. and we can't wait to see you and cheer for you at Miss Supranational this year. I hope that we get the opportunity to win Poland, for Miss Supranational, so that we can watch you all and cheer for you all as a viewer, as an audience. So it would be fantastic.
It's a really long way, right, from India to Poland. How long would
Yeah.
that be of a journey? That should be
I think
crazy.
it's quite long. It's quite long because I was seeing some flights, and of course, we are just waiting for the tickets, like from the organization side, that when are they releasing the tickets for the competition. On that basis, we'll be having our flights booking because we have to do advanced flight booking so that we can are not having any delays for the competition.
I see. Yes, for me, I'm very lucky because it's a 2-hour flight from Belgium.
Yeah,
So not even 2 hours, and there's no time difference. So for me, it will be easier to get acclimated to that environment because it's Europe,
exactly. So let's hope for the best. And regarding your journey, so we have another question, and that is that
Yes.
you know this thing very well, that Mr. International is such a big competition, and representing your country internationally, it's a huge responsibility, but as well as it is a huge pressure as well, because you are going to be watched by viewers all over the world. You are going to have judgments all over the world, and whether you do good or bad, you're going to have judgment. People will judge you. So how are you preparing yourself mentally for the pressure that you're going to have internationally in few months after? I think in June, I guess.
Yes, for my mental state, I make sure that I am prepared, because to me, being prepared and knowing what I'm bringing to the table at the competition means that I will be confident and that I am confident in my skills. And I've been creating content online for quite some time now. I create short videos about financial literacy, but also fashion and modeling, the modeling industry. And I do receive criticism and backlash sometimes, because that's what you get when your content goes viral. I was fortunate enough to have some videos getting over 1 million views. And that comes with a big responsibility, because visibility equals responsibility. And I ensure that I don't take criticism from heart until it's from someone whose opinion I really care about. I met our bunny, Gabriel, Miss Universe 2022, when we were watching the same Michael Cinco show at Paris Fashion Week. And I asked her, okay, you're Miss Universe. What is your advice for me going into Miss Supra? How could I prepare? And she said, really surround yourself with people that have your best interest in mind and that want to help you and elevate you. And that's what I do, so that criticism doesn't touch me, because I'm really caring about the people that want to help me and want to elevate me in the competition.
Exactly, and so well said. It's very important, that we should not mind the criticism, because if you do something, whether you don't do anything, you will have criticism. Because if you do something, people will say this thing, that why are you doing this thing? And if you're not doing anything, people will say that why are you not doing anything? So that's the thing. And talking about Albany, I think she's the epitome of strength for me, because when she was crowned Miss USA, so there were some kind of allegations, and she had to go through a lot of things, and she was not having any kind of support, but still she competed at Miss Universe and she won Miss Universe. So it was, and I think she is fantastic winner, and we all admire and love her.
I was like, who better than to give me advice than Miss Universe herself? Like, I was like, ask her, like, she knows what it takes. So I was really happy to have that conversation with her, and I shared it on my Instagram page. And I couldn't believe that I was walking for Michael Cinco next to her. We were walking in the same show, and I wasn't a title holder yet, but I was preparing, hoping to become it one day. And she was so kind, so warm, and we just had a lovely discussion together. I'm really grateful I got to meet her.
Who knows this thing that Albany was working with the future Miss Supranational.
We'll see how it goes. We are working on it. It would be great to have the first ever international title for Belgium in a long time. We are a small country, but we really have big dreams, and I dare to dream big, and we'll see how it goes, but I'm working really hard.
Exactly, and you will get the reward for it. So the next question comes regarding your journey again. As Supranational is such a big competition, and there are so many rounds for Supranational, like swimsuit, evening gown, then you have national costume as well. So have you shortlisted your wardrobe and the national costumes, or it's still in the process? We are not saying you to reveal the things because I know this thing that it's quite surprise for everyone. But have you shortlisted the things for your competition?
Yes, I have a Polish designer work on my national costume. So that's in the way. I was so excited to get a Polish creator involved in this process because the competition is in Poland.
Wow.
And when it comes to evening gowns, the wardrobe and everything, we are still working on it. It's a work in progress. You know that
Yeah,
making evening gowns, renting them, whatever, takes a lot of time. But we are
it
working on it.
does.
And by the end of next month, everything should be put together, but we still have some time. But at the same time, we have to work a lot as well. But we're working on it, yes.
Exactly, and within the blink of eye, you never know that how the time will fly by. And it's April right now, and we still have few weeks for the competition.
Mhm.
But within the blink of eye, you never know that when will the final deadline will come for the competition. And everyone would be like, we don't have time. We have to do final packing. This is left. That is left.
Yeah, packing will take a lot of time. I think
Yeah,
it will take maybe a month to organize everything. But as I said, I have a master's degree in management that I got from a top university in
yeah,
Japan. They really taught me the Japanese way of organizing and managing things. So I'm not scared for that part. I'm gonna nail it, I'm sure.
yeah. It's going to help you. I think education really helps. For example, I'm graduated in political science, so whether when the things comes to argue and whether someone has to debate, so that degree of mine really helps me in debating, in arguing.
Right.
The
Yeah.
same goes to you.
It helps you in every part of your life. So yeah, I'm trying to take those skills and that expertise that I got from working finance, from being an economist into all parts of my life and into my preparation. So that's really fun.
So let's hope for the best. And talking about swimsuit and evening gown, do you have any specified trainers for these two rounds? Because these two are very important rounds for Miss International. Like these two are quite popular rounds. And which of these two rounds is your favorite? Like evening gown or swimsuit?
Oh, that's really hard because all of them bring something different. I
Yeah,
enjoy watching both segments because in the swimsuit competition, you really get to showcase your energy, your passion, your drive. And in evening gown, it's more about being elegant and showing for me, the refinement of the European culture.
yeah,
So those are very different things. I would say maybe evening gown is the most exciting one because it's the last thing you will be seen in on stage
yeah.
the day of the finals. So, and that's the look you will be crowned in. So maybe that's the most important one. But swimsuit is really fun. Like I picture myself feeling like a Victoria's Secret model on the runway. So they're both fun. But my heart maybe goes for evening gown. Yes.
Exactly. And as a viewer, I would also choose the evening gown because I have been following pageants since 2015, and whenever I watch any competition, like specifically the Miss competitions, so
Mhm.
I really love to see the creations, fashion creations all over from the world. From different countries, queens are putting on some beautiful evening gowns. So I get to know about some designs as well. There are specific designs, and some become iconic for that after that round. So it's quite fantastic to see the evening gown competition.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Exactly. So we have one question for you. Someone has asked questions, so I will read the question for you. All right. There are questions being raised to change the destination of Miss International. People are bored of having the same destination. So basically, the person wants to ask this thing that if you have any chance to have any other destination for the competition, so would you have any specific destinations for the competition?
Oh, that's a really
Like
good question.
if I'm
Actually,
given the chance, if I'm given the chance, I would stick to Poland because I love Poland.
my family is originally from Czech Republic, which is right next to Poland. So for me, the Polish culture is the Slavic Eastern European culture. It's very, very
Yeah.
familiar and something I enjoy and feel comfortable in. So I love the fact that it's in Poland, but why not organizing it one day in Belgium? You know,
Yeah,
that's an idea. It's never been done before. I don't believe that we've ever had an international pageant organized here. So maybe why not in Belgium? But I really love that it's in Poland and it's easy for me as a European. It's a great destination. So, but yeah,
yeah,
maybe Belgium. That's my opinion.
exactly. Who knows that, if you win again, if you win this year, so maybe the host country next year would be Belgium.
That would be great. Like at Eurovision, that's what happens when a country wins. The next year,
Yeah.
it's organized in that country. That could be the next vibe for all the pageants. Yeah, that's a great idea.
And we hope, because Miss World was hosted in India this year.
Yes,
So
right.
I had the opportunity to watch Miss World live from the venue. And I
Oh
got to
wow.
meet, like, literally Miss World, all the Miss World queens I got to meet. And I interviewed Miss World queens as well for the competition. Then I met Julia Morley as well, the CEO of Miss World, literally. So it was a fantastic experience. And when Miss Botswana answered the question, like when she started speaking and when she ended her answer, everyone
Yeah.
was silent in the auditorium. Everyone was silent because they were all so shocked that how someone can speak this good. Like, it was so fantastic to like hear her.
Oh, that's amazing to have that moment. When you do pageants, you hope for that viral moment or for being the one, like, you know, at Miss Universe when Lara Dutta won from India,
Yeah,
also had those impeccable speaking skills that you can't help but listen. And that's something that I aspire to have, and I'm working on it. So
yeah.
I can't believe that you were there to witness it in person. That's incredible.
It was fantastic. And let's hope for the best. Same for Mr. National. And we have next question for you. It's a quite funny question. So the question is, I will give an example of, with the question so that it would be easy for you to answer the question. So the question is, do you have any kind of hobbies? If yes, so do you have any kind of funny incident while performing that hobby? For example, I love cooking. And when I started cooking, I think I was in 10th grade and I started cooking. I was preparing proper Indian food, Indian cuisine. So I was in the kitchen on a call with my friend and I was supposed to add 2 spoons of salt. But instead of 2 spoons of salt, I added eight.
I see.
I was like adding, 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 and adding. So when we had the dinner, it was too salty. The disaster actually happened. So we could not eat that food.
I
So do you have any like similar incident?
That's pretty funny actually. So my hobbies are figure skating. I used to be a competitive figure skater when I was a teenager, and creating content, short videos. And when it comes to figure skating, I must have like a lot of stories of, maybe it seems funny to people when we fall on the ice, you know, during a competition we
Yeah,
fall, but that's not funny for us. But we have to really like get back on your feet and try again, and that's a really great way of like illustrating how I feel as a person, that I never give up, and if I fall I get back on my feet. But funny story, oh that's hard. Maybe when I created content, when I started creating short videos, you know, I create videos in my car talking about the modeling industry. That's something I really enjoy doing. And I one day randomly started posting one of those videos, and I thought, oh, you know, no one's gonna watch it. It's 30 seconds long. People don't have that kind of attention span anymore. It's just me talking to the camera in my car. No one's gonna watch that. And the next day I had like 25,000 views, which for me was a lot at the time. And I thought, oh, what? Like, people want to hear me talk. People want to hear about my stories in the modeling industry, or hear about like those models and those stories. So I thought, oh my God, am I an influencer now? Like, am I famous? It was really,
yeah.
really interesting, and I discovered a new hobby that way. So it's really about trying new things and not being afraid to express yourself on your platform, and also trying different things. So yeah, that wasn't maybe that funny, but that was really enjoyable for me. So
I think it's fantastic that when you realize this thing that people really love, like to hear you. I mean, it's fantastic. because when I started taking interviews with the Queen, so like when I had my first interview with Miss World Morocco, I still remember that was my first interview. So after the interview, I was like having this thing in my mind that do people really want to me to take interviews? Do they want to hear me or not? Or I'm just wasting my time? But when I posted the interview, so people really loved it, and after that, I carried on, taking interviews with you all. So I think it's quite similar for me as well.
Yeah, it's about not being afraid to try something new and something maybe that scares you and see how it goes. And if it doesn't work well, you can still try something else. And if it does
Yeah,
work well, then you found your niche. So it's really about not being afraid to express yourself online. Yes.
exactly. And so well said. We have one more question for you. Someone has asked that what kind of things she possesses which will make her as winner contender? What makes her special?
That's a
So
typical.
what makes you special?
I am a economist. I have an economics degree and I work in finance.
Yeah.
And I wanted to use my expertise as a woman in finance to help other women become financially literate. And I share small videos on my Money with Ellie account, which is my From the Ground Up project for Miss Supranational, where I teach women, but in a very easy, understandable way. I teach women about financial literacy. And one of my video went viral with over 1 million views, which means that there is a need for women to take control of their own lives and to be financially independent. And that's what makes me stand out from the rest of the competition, because I have a message that is about improving women's lives, and it can be done now. And with the title, I can really do that on a wider scale and reach even more people.
Exactly, so well said. And I have to say this thing because though I'm a man, but I consider myself as a feminist. And when I was in college, so I associated myself with so many societies, cultural societies, where we had so many social drives. I also associated with women's development cells, so we had so many social drives where we were providing education to all the women, underprivileged women, about sanitation, importance of sanitation, how important it is. So, I can totally relate to you as well because it's very important for everyone, specifically women, because I think they are not given a chance to be the leader of their house. But now, if they have the financial literacy and if they have the financial opportunity, so they can actually lead their life. So, kudos to you for your, work, and you are doing amazing things.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to share what I've learned so far in my career in finance and as an economist to really bring back my expertise to the community. And with the internet, I can share my message to so many people. But with the Miss Supranational title, that would be expanded. My audience would be even wider, and I could help even more women and continue my work.
Exactly. And regarding this, I will ask this one more question at the end. So that's going to be the final question. So I'm not asking this question right now. Yeah. So we have next question for you. And this question is quite funny once again. So the question is, if you could have one superpower, so what would it be and why? Any superpower?
I thought of this recently because I know that a lot of people talk about invisibility. For me personally, sometimes I joke that I would love to have, oh, that's hard. Maybe I thought of something that I could use to help me with my figure skating. So maybe fly or like extreme speed, something like that, so that I could spin even faster on the ice when I do my figure skating moves. Or fly wouldn't be very useful in that context. I don't need to fly on the ice, but yeah, maybe speed, like the Flash, something like that. Yeah.
So you want to move with the speed of light?
Yeah, I think that would be great for figure skating, for the jumps, for the spins, for the fluidity of the movement. That would be nice, I think. Yeah.
So in that sense, you can also travel if you have the power of moving with the speed of light. You can also travel the whole universe.
That's right.
From one planet to another.
That would be amazing. Yes.
And if I'm supposed to answer this question, so again, like I have so many wish to get fulfilled. But if I have to choose one thing, so I would say that if I could have one superpower, so I would want to have the food all over the world, I can eat multiple times, like twice and thrice and more than that, without gaining weight, without affecting my body, because I'm having a kind of body where even if I eat a single piece of bread, I would gain weight. I'm
You
that sensitive.
that answer reminds me of Miss Universe 97, Brooke Lee.
Yeah, yeah,
When it reminds me of that question when they ask her if you could do anything in the world and there were no rules or
yeah.
something, and what would you do? And you can be crazy about it. And she said, like, I would eat everything, and I would eat everything twice. And
Twice.
that
Yeah.
reminds me of that.
I would love to have this superpower because I'm a big foodie.
Yeah.
But again, due to restrictions, I can't eat all the time. But I would love to have this superpower once in my life.
If you have that, please try our Belgian chocolates and waffles. We are known in Belgium for the chocolates. So, have you had
Yeah.
that before? Have you had the chocolates before?
I've heard this thing. I have heard this thing. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it. And when Miss World, Miss World Chile was in India for the competition.
Mhm.
So she offered me some national sweets of Chile. And
Oh,
yeah, I think before the Miss World competition, we met in an exhibition
yeah.
that was in New Delhi, the capital of India. So we met before the competition, and she offered me some national sweets of Chile, and these were delicious. So when I searched on the countries, and I of course got to know about the Belgium thing and Belgium sweets and chocolates. So I would love to have, if I meet you in person, for Miss Supranational in Poland.
Of course. Yeah, I always love sharing Belgian chocolates, with other models when I'm walking Fashion Week or with designers. So I'm the go-to person for chocolates. Every time you feel like you need some, I probably have some in my bag, and I love sharing that about my country.
And someone is also saying in the comment that yes, indeed, Belgium and Norway are known for their cakes and chocolates.
Yes.
See, you all are famous.
Yes, that's right. I love sharing about that because I know that the way to people's hearts is through their
Yeah.
stomach. So if I can gain their stomach with my Belgian chocolates, then I know I can find a way to their hearts.
And I think you were saying that, discussing about the chocolates even in the live with Denmark, India, and Bolivia. You were
Right?
discussing
Yeah.
about some national sweets about each country.
Yes, we will exchange all the delicacies from all the countries. I'm sure we're going to have a big party and we're going to exchange everything. So I'm going to have a big stack of Belgian chocolates with me to make sure that everyone can get it.
Yeah, so let's hope for the best. And I saw one more question while we were talking. Yeah, this is a very interesting question. So the question is, in recent years, new countries are getting the chance to win. For example, Nicaragua won Miss Universe, Albania won Miss Earth. So these are the countries which have won for the first time. So how does she perceive this? How do you perceive this thing? That non-sash factor countries are winning the international title these days.
I think that's an incredible opportunity for smaller countries like Belgium to make it big, because it is sometimes really hard to be heard because the focus is centered on a lot of sash countries, pageant countries. But I want to make people care about Belgium, and the fact that there's smaller countries that are able to make it on the international stage means that we don't have to be overlooked. And when I saw Albania win Miss Earth, and when I saw Czech Republic win Miss World, I thought, oh wow, European countries are really making a comeback in the pageant industry, and that encourages me to work really hard to be seen and heard as well. And I think it's a really exciting opportunity for small countries like mine.
And I have to say this thing, for the past few years, the non-sash factor countries are actually winning the crown, as comparatively compared to the sash factor countries, because we have so many big examples in recent years. So it's fantastic. And, we never know that, Belgium is winning Mr. Supranational this year. So we can add one more name in the list.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait to see how it goes and how the competition goes. But as a small nation, I'm really ready to make it big on the stage.
And I love to see small countries winning a title because I love to see, dark houses winning the crown for their country. So let's hope for the best. And before asking the next question to you, I would like to have one more question that for pageants, friendship is very important because when you will be competing internationally, so you will be getting so many new friends from different countries. Your
Yeah.
sisterhood, the new sisterhood you will be getting. So, how excited are you about this thing? And do you have any best friends as of now from the competition?
I can't wait to meet everyone. I actually speak 5 languages, so I can't wait to practice those languages with girls from the countries that speak them. And actually, next weekend, I will meet Miss Supranational UK. We are judging the same pageant in the UK. So I know that once we meet, we will be like instantly friends. And we know that when we will get to Poland, we will have a friend already, someone that we know personally there. But I can't wait to meet Miss Supranational Japan to speak some Japanese with her, Miss Supranational Czech Republic and Slovakia to speak Czech with them, Miss Supranational Netherlands so that I can speak Dutch with her. Like I want to speak all the languages that I speak with the girls from those countries. So I'm really excited.
Exactly, from pageants you get lifelong friendships, and it's so exciting to even see that. You get lifetime friendship because I'm not running this page alone. The other team members that we have, so we all are virtual friends. We have not seen each other. We got to know each other in 2019. It's almost, I think, 5 years. We are still in touch. We are still friends. I think so. That is the beauty of pageant. You get your lifetime friendships.
That's right. Yes. That's really for us competitors. That's sisterhood. You meet
Yeah.
friends, you meet people that support you and that understand what you're going through. So we are going to spend 3 weeks together. We are going to have busy days, but we will get to know each other on a deeper level. And we will always have that bond, moving forward, that we will be class of 2024. And that's really amazing that I will get to know so many women from so many different parts of the world.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of pageants. So let's move on to the next question, and the question is, okay, it's a quite general question. So you know this thing very well that when you enter this industry, you know this thing very well that you are gonna be subject to lots of criticism because people are gonna criticize you in either way. So why you still decided to join pageant industry or modeling industry?
The pageant industry to me is an opportunity to have my voice listened to as a woman, to have my voice heard. And as an economist, I really want to share my message about financial literacy with even more people. And so I knew that pageants is a platform to get the opportunity of being seen and being a public figure and to be an advocate for whatever cause you are representing. And to me, representing women in finance and inviting other women to join in that industry or to help women become financially literate so that they can learn how to save budget and invest their money. That's the reason why I'm participating, so that I can use my expertise and be of service for others. Criticism doesn't matter when I know that I'm actually helping other women thrive and succeed.
Yeah, and exactly so well said. Because as I said earlier, that if you don't do anything, you will still get criticism, and if you do something, you will still get criticism. So that
Right.
is the reality of life, and you have to just move on with whatever you do and whatever you want to do. So that's the secret to live a good life and healthy life.
That's right. Yeah, and I there's criticism with coming from the fact that I'm a public figure. I will be criticized online, and I'm a woman, so the criticism can be even harsher sometimes. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, I am helping other women become financially literate. So I'm really having a mission that matters and makes a difference in this world, and that's all that matters to me.
Exactly. I would like to share one example that see, you are a public figure, so you are more prone to subject to criticism.
Right.
But I'm not a public figure, but I'm still getting criticism, for running a pageant page because for according to few people, pageants are just for women and girls out there. They are not supposed like men are not supposed to enter pageants because they should play sports or they should go for defense or something like that. So when I started this page, so I was getting so much of criticism because according to those people, I should not foster for this industry. It's not for men out there.
Mhm.
So that is something got in the initial days of my pageant thing, but I don't consider those opinions, and I'm still running this thing. So that's why even if you don't do anything, you will get criticism. If you do something, you will get criticism.
Right.
So that's the reality of life.
That's right. Yeah. You have to go no matter what, and you have to be yourself because you will be criticized no matter how you present yourself or what you say, what you do. So just be who you are and be proud of it. Be confident in your skills and be confident in the fact that you are helping people and making a difference in their lives. And that's all that matters.
Exactly. And I have to say this thing before I ask next question to you. Your public speaking skills are really fantastic. I mean, I have interviewed so many queens as of now, like for Miss Supranational, but I can actually see you as one of the highlights or as a standout, like, in terms of speaking. Because
Oh, wow.
speaking for me is very important if you are participating in a competition because, as I said, it's one of the most important skill, and you are really standing out on that aspect. So kudos to you for your speaking skills.
I really appreciate your kind words. I come from such a small country that I need to make a mark in this industry one way
Yeah.
or another. And I thought that being a good public speaker, being able to really articulate my message in English, which is not my language, is really important. So I really appreciate the fact that you see my efforts and that you like the way I speak because I speak French, like my native language is French, and I have to express my mind in the same way I do in French, but in English this time. So it's a challenge, but I really try my best, and I'm happy that you see that I'm doing my work and I'm working hard. So thank you for that. Thank you for the appreciation.
And listening to you, like if someone would listen to this live after we post it, so no one would even think about this thing that English is not your native language. That's the essence of the speak. And someone is saying this thing that, girl, I checked your profile. Your pastoral is amazing. Plus, you are beautiful and a good speaker. Belgium is definitely going to perform very good this year. So people
Oh, thank you
are
so much.
just so inspired by you.
Thank you so much. I'm really working on it. I really want Belgium to shine on the international stage because I don't want Belgium to be overlooked anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna make people care. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be seen. I'm gonna be heard. But I have to trust the process because it is hard, Belgium is not the first country that people check when it comes to pageant, but it is fine because I am ready to bring it this year and the hard work will not go unnoticed. So stay tuned for that.
And your just few lines that you just said that I don't want Belgium to get overlooked. Same line, I interviewed Miss World Botswana, I think in February, and same line she said while I was interviewing her. And she was having the same thing when I asked the same question to her that what are you expecting for people for Botswana? So she said the same thing that Botswana is not a famous country in pageantry, but I don't want people to overlook Botswana. And just think, she ended up in top 3 of Miss World. So she literally said the same words. She literally said the same words that you just said.
Oh, I had no idea. Oh wow, like that's a really big compliment because when she did so well at the competition, now I see on a lot of pageant pages, they're now following Miss Botswana, like the national pageant, because people are like, now the spotlight is on that country. They're like, oh wow, like they have incredible contestants there. So I hope to achieve the same for Belgium. And I am working on it. I am doing my part and I'm doing my best. And I hope that I will open the door for future Belgian beauty queens.
Surely will do, and you are a fantastic contestant for your country, and let's hope for the best. So we have 2 more questions for asking to you, and the second last question is, okay, this question is quite tough. What has given you a life-changing lesson, love, time, or death?
The most life-changing lesson for me was time, because I spent 10 years of my life doing figure skating and being a competitive figure skater. And it taught me, after so many years of doing it, that when you learn something new and you fall, because you will fall on the ice when you're a skater, I can guarantee that. When you fall, the most important thing is to get back on your feet or on your skates and
Yeah.
to try again, knowing what didn't go right the first time. And that story of constant improvement, that's something that I've learned over the years, because as a young 12-year-old, I did not understand what those lessons meant. But now looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, falling on my double axel just meant that it was a new opportunity to try again and do it better next time. And it took time to understand that. So that's the biggest lesson that I've learned, that time is something that's important to take into consideration, and things that are worthwhile take time. So it took me a long time to understand that lesson, but now what I've learned from figure skating, I apply it on all aspects of my life. So never give up, and when you fall, it's just an opportunity to try again.
Exactly, and I do feel the same, that time is so powerful, time is inevitable, and you have to respect time before time runs out. You will never get that time back in your life. So we have to respect the boundaries of time as well before we just waste it like anything else.
Right.
So well said. Your answers are quite amazing, I have to say this thing.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a bit long because it's such an emotional topic for me. I love talking about figure skating and everything that it taught me. And I still figure skate as a hobby now for fun, but I do remember the times when I was preparing for competitions, and it reminds me of how I'm preparing now. And I use the mentality I've learned as an athlete to bring it to the Miss Supranational stage. So those things are related to me.
I just dropped out my bud. I'm not able to find it.
No worries.
So yeah, let's continue like this. Okay, we have last question for you, and the question is, just imagine, okay, you have entered top 5 of Miss Supranational, and this is the final Q&A, and the hosts are asking you the final question, and the question is, and in reality, you might get this question for your final top 5. It's a quite famous question. So the question is, why you should be the next Miss Supranational?
Miss Supranational is a platform that allows women to lead by example. And as a financial literacy advocate, creating short, understandable videos, My Money with Ellie account, I know that I have a voice that needs to be heard. And it is now heard by over 1 million people. But with the Miss Supranational organization, I can reach even more people. I can reach millions of women that need to understand how they can take control of their own lives. So for me, being Miss Supranational is about expanding my message on the wider scale as a financial literacy advocate and economist.
And if you enter top 5 and if you answer this same like this, so you might win the title. It was straight to the point. Very well said. Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate your feedback and expertise on this, because I know that you've seen so many pageants since 2019. So if you say that it's a good answer, I trust you, and it means that I did something right. So thank you for that.
And I really love when people give the best, representing their country, because I also aspire to represent India internationally once in my whole lifetime in pageants, any pageant. So I'm just looking towards all your journey, like everyone's journey. Like I interviewed you, so I just checked your profile. I was looking at your whole journey, and whenever I interview someone, so I always look up to them. I look up to all of you. So it's going to help me in my personal pageant journey whenever I will participate. So that's the thing, and you all are so inspirational. I have to say this thing, that I'm learning so many things from all of you whenever I'm interviewing you and whenever I'm having conversation with you all.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate also the platform that you allow me and other contestants to have. Thanks to you sharing our preparation and our journey, you give us the opportunity of having people discover about us and falling in love with us. So thank you for what you do for the whole community.
And that's the beauty of pageants, and that's what every pageant that we should do, supporting and loving all the queens and kings from all over the country, from all over the world, not just their own country. So that's the thing. And we have reached to the final part of this live. And but before we end this live again, we have final segment, and that segment is what if you win the crown. So what we are gonna do right now, I'm gonna announce this thing that Miss Supranational 2024 is Belgium, and you have to give your winning reaction.
Oh, wow. The winning
I know. I think you all have done this thing already as an activity for Mr. International, because I think Queens have already given their winning reaction with Mr. International organization. But let's just do this. Let's just capture your winning reaction.
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Miss Supranational is Belgium. Woo! Here you have your Miss Supranational crown, Belgium. It would be fantastic if you win the title.
There. And seen.
That would be amazing if you win. You know, you have all the qualities to be the next Miss International. And it's just a thing that will you cry on stage if you win?
That's a really big responsibility. Having even just a national crown, you get your voice heard on so many levels. But having the international crown means that there's a whole world looking at you. But it's an incredible opportunity, responsibility, and I am working hard on making sure that Belgium does well in the competition and that we have the attention of the pageant world on us. So I will try my best. I am confident that I can do well in the competition if everything goes well. And I can't wait to have you come to the competition. I hope that you will be able to join us and see what it's like in real life. But I'm really excited to meet everyone and to perform to the best of my ability.
And you know, I can't even imagine watching Miss International live in Poland. I mean, it's going to be amazing. And you know, I would have added one more pageant in my bucket list. I have completed and cross-checked Miss World. Next would be Miss International, and hopefully next would be Miss Universe.
Yeah. It's
that would be amazing.
That's a nice bucket list. That's a really nice bucket list of pageants. This is my first ever pageant, so we'll see how it goes because, you know, I was appointed as Miss Supranational Belgium, and I'm really excited to hit the stage. I have plenty of experience as a fashion model, but this is my first time competing in a real pageant, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm really, really happy that I got to be part of this experience.
Yes, just let's hope for the best. And I know this thing very well personally that you're going to do amazing at Miss Supranational because again you have all the qualities to be the next Miss Supranational, and I can't wait to see you internationally on stage at Miss Supranational in Poland. You know, making Belgium proud internationally, and just hope for the best for your country and for you. And if you need anything, like any help from our side, any kind of support from our side, you can just message us. We are there for you, supporting you and cheering for you. And we love to support all the queens and kings. So we'll support you as well. So if you need any help, any sort of help, you can just ping us.
Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate your words. I will show the world that Belgium is much more than Belgian chocolates and waffles.
Yeah.
And I know that they're really nice, but we are more than that. We also have a heart, a warm heart, and I will show that to everyone on stage. So thank you for the lovely words and the support that's been constant since the beginning of my journey.
Yeah, let's just support the best. And thank you so much for this live. Like, it was an honor to have you, and it was one of the fantastic live that we ever had. And I will post this live after this. We end this live. So all the best for Miss Supranational, and we can't wait to cheer for you. Have a good day ahead.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day in
Namaste.
India.
Namaste.
Namaste.